Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Shepherd, the math coach here at Robinson Elementary, and I wanted to share with you some ideas for hands-on real-world math at home with your students. Let's get started. The first area we're going to cover is shapes. Here you have a student that has collected a cylinder, a cube, a sphere, and a cone to help them visualize the shapes that they are learning. Here you have a student who's cut out some different color shapes and they have sorted them according to color and shape. I think they've also used shape size as well, so they have sorted them 3 different ways. Here's some other examples of 3D shapes. Here are students taking their shapes and they've created a picture using those drawing skills. And they've taken Play-Doh and toothpicks and to make their shapes and create them. Notice that they could easily tell the number of sides that they have and the number of vertices or corners that they have. They've also taken those same materials and created a 3D triangular prism. Here a student has taken painter's tape and created those shapes on the floor, then gone around and collected different shapes in the house and they're sorting them. I provided for you some activities for primary K through 2 and intermediate 3 through 5 that you can do with your students at home to promote the learning of shapes. Both of them have a scavenger hunt and a shape sort. The primary K through 2 also includes a build it, and 3 through 5 includes a geometry. These are pages that you may want to take a picture of so that you can quickly reference them when you're at home to give you ideas to do with your students. I'll give you a minute to take that picture. Next, we're going on to measurement. And here we have a student who is measuring the tire on her mom's car. Now we have a student who is helping with a recipe at home, but they've noticed they only have enough ingredients to make half the recipe, so they're having to work on the totals for each of those measurements and cutting each of them in half. Here we have a second grader who is measuring their pet stuffed parrot with an inch ruler and with a centimeter ruler. Remember, it's always important that you start at the 0 mark. Here's another student that is helping to measure out some items. Let's get cooking. Use that volume. Once again, here are some activities, primary K through 2 and intermediate 3 through 5, to help your students at home with measurement. This time I have broken it up into kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and fifth grade. You can take these and take a picture of them once again. Also, let's say your student is a second grader and they're struggling to do those second grade skills. You can always drop back to your first and second, or if they seem to have mastered all those skills, then you can try the next grade level up. Remember, it's always important to go back and practice the grade level skills that they previously learned. Now we're moving on to time and money. Here a student sorting those coins and then she's using them to count by tens using her dimes. This student has taken their money and they have sorted them according to the penny, the nickel, the dime, and the quarter, and learning the value of those coins and what they look like. The same thing with those coins, except now they are noticing that 20 pennies are the same as 4 nickels and 2 dimes. It is very easy to create a grocery store using items in your pantry with your student. With a set amount of money, how many items could they buy? What is the total amount of the items that they are purchasing? Do they have enough money to buy those? Or if they do, would they get change back, and how much change would they get back? This is multiple ways to make 25 using coins. And just counting money in general helps with your counting skills as well as your money skills. Once again, we have primary K through 2 and intermediate 3 through 5 activities for your students. Go ahead and take your picture of this. I have also broken these up into grade levels K1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're now moving on to telling time. Here we have a clock that's been created by a student using 2 paper plates, some paper hands. The small hand is your hour hand, the large hand is your minute hand. They have also noted that the quarter past, quarter to, and half past on this clock. And the neat feature that they have on this one is they have cut the clock so that if they pull back the number, it shows you the amount of minutes that is associated with that number. Here a student has created different sets of time on different clocks that they can slide on and tell what time it is. Need to know what to do with those Easter eggs? You can match up the time with the analog time, the digital time with the analog time, or the written time. A student can very easily see the order of their day using a timeline. And here's another example. One thing you might want to add to these is what that time would look like as an analog time and a digital time. Here's a student created clock. Notice they use craft sticks for the hands that can easily be moved, such as what time is the clock showing. Can you move the clock to where it shows me 2:15 or 3:30? Here are some examples of the primary K through 2 and intermediate 3 through 5, kindergarten 1st and 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Go ahead and take that picture, but remember once again, if they're struggling with that on-level material, always go back and see where they started with kindergarten 1st and 2nd or whatever those grade levels may be. Where are their holes at? What do you need to work on in order to make them proficient in that grade level? Now we're going to hit the basics. Here you have a student that's broken out those goldfish in order to help them with their addition facts. This student has taken the painter's tape and put it on the tile on the floor in order to help them with area and perimeter. That same painter's tape can be used to create different shapes, or this student is sorting by color. Here you have a student that has the buttons and they're putting matching the number of buttons with the number itself. The student in the upper grade level is taking those buttons and putting them into arrays and then creating a multiplication sentence to match that array. Here you have a student that is matching the number of Cheerios with the number beside them. Once again, I have those sorted out into categories, primary K through 2 and intermediate 3 through 5. Go ahead and take that picture. It is always good to practice the skills of previous grade levels so that they're getting to where they can do those skills easily. Always remember to make math fun. You can use chalk, paint, dry erase markers on a picture frame work really well. Cereal, candy, buttons, craft items, dice, cards, drawing in the sand. Get creative with your math and have fun. Thank you.